Hello, YouTube. I am Shaggy. I am Philalitea, and I am returned once more. I think this is the fourth block of videos I've done today live on YouTube. I will have clocked 8 hours today, so for those of you who need the solidarity, who want the solidarity, I am here with you, my dudes and my dudettes, who are working those grueling hours. I am here with you, doing my best to make something that I can for you. This video is thanks, not in part, entirely to Mr. S. So make sure to say in the comments, thank you to him, future audience, because without him, I wouldn't have the nicotine or THC necessary to do this thing. So we owe Mr. S a great big thank you, and then we move on. Okay, I have made a terrible choice. Since he needs to hear this, actually, since meeting and becoming acquainted with Mr. S, I can no longer play video games that don't have music in the background. I notice the absence. He'll understand why I'm bringing that up. It's funny to me. I don't need any other level 4 spells. I'll turn the battles back on in a moment, too. Okay, these just suck. I'm going to put on my, I'll put on the book here in a little bit. I don't know why I came in here at all. I have no idea why I did that. Okay. Calm your tits. Okay. So we just finished getting the crown from Astos. Couldn't remember why I came in here. We just finished getting the crown from Astos. And so that can't be right. We just finished getting the crystal eye from Astos. And so now we need to take the crystal eye up to Matoya. You know that we never did in that last run. Never did find those thieves. You know, now that I think about it and I really stop and for a second, this game is actually a really impressive way of thinking about how reincarnation could possibly work too. So like, because I took all the same names and put them on different classes, you really are, you're recombinating or recombining the same 4 slots with the same 6 jobs effectively. And so yeah, if you just keep recombining the same 4 names, they're the same 4 souls over and over again as time tries to recombine itself, refigure itself. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool little thought experiment. Dead bug, whatever it is. It's dead now. Get off of me, you fucking thing. Damn it. I'm not furniture. Every woman listening to this is like how he ever held my toddler. Well, toddlers aren't insects. Dude. We might have to turn up the XP for me to enjoy this instead of having it turned down. Not I don't know why I said the phrase for me to enjoy this. I meant for me to maximally enjoy this so that I can maximally enjoy this trek. That's what I meant by that. Not that I'm not going to enjoy the trek. I'm enjoying the trek. I might be honest with you. I might have to be honest with you. You might just have to wait a while to finish the horse, the wheel, and language because I might be Indo-Europeaned out for a little while if I'm going to go into another book because I kind of would prefer to listen to Julius Caesar. I've been bored with the wheel, the horse, and language. I got that in the wrong order, but for a minute now. I'm going to be yawning a lot. I'm tired. Just ate. I haven't had any caffeine today. Caffeine's not good for you, so I try to limit my intake. It's not good for your sleep cycle. It fucks it all up. I'm trying to get back to where I don't end up having days where I sleep for 10 or 12 hours to try to get when I fell asleep to line up with when I need to be out in public. That's unhealthy behavior as well. And so tonight, the plan, I have plenty of battery. The plan is to not be done with this stream before midnight Eastern. So that will have me falling asleep no sooner than midnight Eastern, which shouldn't have me awake any sooner than 8 a.m. And I don't really like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and my body being like, all right, it is time for you to get up and go for a hike and do all of the things that you would do at 11 a.m. And then I look at my body with my mind's eye and I say, body, it's 3 a.m. The only thing we can do right now is that Jim Gaffigan joke. Watch porn like a normal person. Hey, Matoya, I'm taking your shit. Wait a minute. You still give me the joke potion even if I steal your shit where you can see? Matoya, you're my kind of lady. What else can you do with that eye socket? I'm glad I made that joke. Whoopin' ass. Love it. Man, this party, I should say it in every episode, but really this party is an absolute shit shack. Like I don't remember where I am or how to get to where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. The time has come. The time has come. If I'm wandering at random in a lower level area than where I need to be, I am cheating. Do you know why? Because it turns out that Bill Belichick rather was right. Cheating feels good. Cheating is enjoyable. Which is hilarious because I was talking about how when we play Final Fantasy VII, we'll be taking it seriously, right? We will not be cheating. We will not be using entire disc skips. We will not be doing any of this dumb shit to try to keep Eris alive because we're sorry if you didn't know that Eris dies, but you don't know who Eris is because nobody in my party is named that. If you didn't know. But like that's the end of that. I am taking Final Fantasy seriously on its own merit because nobody does. It's like they hadn't read Old Yeller, so when whoever Eris is killed by whoever kills her, it was like the first time they'd ever lost a literary friend before. But like I don't remember what it was called, but I had this book when I was a little kid. It was my favorite book ever until the ending. I don't remember what it was called because all I can remember is the ending. And I can remember the setup vaguely. I got really into books. I read Jack London, is that his name? I read Call of the Wild and Fang, whatever it's called, White Fang maybe, or something like that. I read those books when I was pretty young, and so I got, for whatever reason, I just got interested in. I got interested in sled dog books, and so I ended up read this book um, about a kid who had this sled dog for whatever reason, but it wasn't an actual sled dog. It was just a normal dog, and for whatever reason, this kid was in a sled dog race, and he used this normal dog, and he won. But the normal dog's heart exploded as a result of the race, and it really fucked me up. But like that movie Balto, that might not actually be what that movie's called, but that movie Balto about that dog Balto, that was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I used to just watch the shit out of that movie because Balto was a badass. Balto had no business pulling a sled, but you know what he didn't do in the course of that movie? Die like a bitch. I don't know why I'm trying to walk out of this the long way, and I don't know why I walked that long series of laps, and I don't know. We just did this. I am aware. It was like 3 days ago. What did he say? Fuck. Ah, fuck my. Fuck. He doesn't give us anything. He didn't give us like a. I thought that he gave us something. I don't remember where we got the nitro powder either. For this game, this is why we're doing this back to back like this, because this game, it will not stick to my memory, and I do not know why. It's so strange for me to experience this game just sliding. Look at that. Shags and Mr. S down here already doing more damage than Madge as a warrior. So already our melee damage is 3 or more times what it was our last run. We are absolutely unbelievably powerful. The problem is that I don't remember where I got the nitro powder. So do we just have to go over here and explore and hope for the best? I thought we were supposed to get the special key. I thought he gave us the key. But it's not in my key items if I have it. Am I confused? Am I not seeing it? Is it there? It's right there. It's okay. You were looking right at it. Just pulling a Simon. It's all good. It's just showing my age. Let's just put it that way. I was looking right at it. Okay, so we go around and we loot the places that had mystic, the locked chests or whatever. Really, we want to heal Kyle before this nonsense happens and they all choose to attack Kyle all in a row for old time's sake. Oh boy. Hey, there we go. Just for old time's sake. Once is plenty. This is hilarious. We're powerful enough that they can't even, where our agility is high enough, they literally, the enemies can't even hit us. That's great news. I've never played with an almost entirely, well, I've never played with so much melee in the party. I always keep it balanced. So the one time that I won, before I won on the Final Fantasy Origins on the PlayStation 1, and I had a monk and a thief and a white mage and a black mage. And so I know that I said that I would probably not finish this run, that I would probably get bored with this run and go into Final Fantasy 2, but I might finish this run with a red mage. Why did I come here? Right, I need to open the chests. I can do this. I can manage this. I'm a grown-ass man. Life is good. I've eaten today. Switching to the cereal bars in the morning, I can have two. I have one of those when I wake up, and then I have one when I leave the tent, and then I have two, the other two, there are 4 in a box, two over the course of the day, and that staves me off until about 5 o'clock. And then about 5 o'clock, I'm like, I need to fucking eat. But 5 o'clock is when I normally want to be. I don't remember how to get up there. Jesus Christ, this game just does not stick on my brain. I need to get to the right side of this hallway. This fucking bug wanting to climb on my foot is also not helping. I'm trying to tell this story. But the $15 or the $16 in the middle of the day was really about a coin flip, because there for a while people were buying my lunches. I would go up there having the money and somebody else would buy my lunch. And so it's like, okay, well, now if I just don't spend this money, that stretches that out for an extra day. And so I did that for about 3 weeks. Now I remember where the nitro powder was. Stretched that out for about 3 weeks. Longer than that, actually. But no, about 3 weeks. And now it just doesn't make sense. If I'm not making tips, it just doesn't make sense to eat at Panera, even if there's a non-zero chance, even an approaching 50-50 chance that somebody will buy my lunch for me. Because I don't have the money on hand, especially if I'm going to take this money that I do have left and I'm thinking about buying weed with it. So we'll see. I've got debts that I got a debt. I got credit that I'm paying down. I got money coming on, well, it won't arrive to me on the 9th, but I got money coming on the 9th and again on the 21st. And I owe money on the 29th or something like that. 21st maybe, exactly. But I've got time. I just don't like deadlines. I like to be ahead of deadlines. Like in high school, anytime they gave us an essay that we had to have turned in by a certain day, I just turned it in the next day. I just did it that night and turned it in. And my teachers were always like, you didn't want to like edit this, or I'm like, no, I don't. I don't respect the process of the assignment enough to want to do that. And B, no matter how good it is, it's not getting published. I'm not getting praised. I will not be praised by you or by this school system for having written it. So no matter what it is, I'm just turning it in, whatever I wrote down. Which is what in Phaedrus, I was reading that today. That's what I was either reading it. I read it today because I put video to it, and I'll upload that tomorrow when I'm back at Wi-Fi. I might do it tonight while I'm sleeping. But there will be a 5th Dead Cells video. I really like that game, and I have not made any progress at all. Kyle, my guy with the big level, everything you need. And it doesn't matter for you, Mr. S. That was not a good level. You're lucky that you're just kind of, you, Mr. S, are baggage on this party. I'm just telling you right now, you are the baggage train. You are the guy who is carrying all the gear. Because the only thing that you are useful for is your heals. So you get to take this playthrough off, my friend. You should be a red mage. But I wanted to be able to cast life this time, just in case. Not going to need it, but just in case I wanted to have it. So maybe we'll do some silly kind of party next time, like 4 thieves or something silly like that. But no, I think I want to do a red mage instead of the white mage. I think I want to do this almost this exact party. So maybe we'll drop the warrior next time, and we'll do like 2 red mages and a. Except I think like maybe to like two red mages and a thief and a monk or something like that. Lally ho, he says. A red mage and 2 monks and a thief, or just the red mage, warrior, thief, monk would be in. This is the only thing we didn't do last time. We didn't bring him the adamantite. We found it, and then we went and beat the game instead. Because when I say that we did these things, I mean I absolutely forgot about it. But we'll do it this time. Because, oh boy. Am I saying Mr. S? I meant Kyle. Kyle is the baggage of this party. Mr. S is my thief, and I was just thinking that my thief is probably going to get the Masamune, so Mr. S is my powerhouse. I don't know why I said that. Mr. S, I am so dearly sorry. You're not the baggage train of this party. Kyle is the baggage train of this party. Some themes continue to run, even by accident. And there's something else I forgot to do at the last party because I just didn't need it. Ended up not needing it at all, the way we played it. But there is another way that we could have built or managed that party. And I know there are other chests to open still. I don't know why I came here first. We like all that shit that we just got though. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Huh. It's interesting to me that he doesn't get to wear gloves. You would think that the monk would be able to wear gloves. And like the weight of the gloves would translate to the amount of damage he's doing. But this is on the NES. I might be asking just a touch too much of it. That might be the kind of thing that you would expect to see in, I don't know, Final Fantasy 3. We will get to 2, and we'll more than likely not beat 2 twice, because it doesn't warrant that on stream. And then we'll get to 3, and 3 might be a dramatically different kind of stream. I don't like how close I've got my mic to my mouth. It's probably better this way, but I don't like it. I'm going to move it just a little bit. It keeps tickling my chin. So that's one of the reasons I don't date dudes. It's like I'm just not trying to have like hairy things tickle my chin. You see what I'm saying? That's my alopecia or whatever. I don't know. My being autistic. Combination of factors. I'll just itch at it, and it will be distracting and bothersome, and it will impact the stream at some point. Probably is doing that right now. Whoop ass boys. I don't even need to direct what they're doing. This is how we wanted it though. We want it to be a touch boring. Like I'm beginning to think that the black mage was the weak link in this game. And that the reason I have to really think about this. Maybe after we finish this run, what I'll do is I'll actually we'll do, I don't know, we'll try to figure out if we can play the original in a way that makes sense. I have the hiccups. No control over it, man. Chronic hiccups. My stomach just tries to turn itself inside out with the undulations of digestion. I don't understand it. I don't question it. It's always done that. Dang it. I don't know why I said dang it like I care about the random encounters. I love the random encounters. But yeah, there's a certain amount of like the downtime like this I end up fantasizing about. I've told you many, many times by now that I have spent so much of my life fantasizing about the party combinations of this game because it never really occurred to me until, um, damn it, either today or yesterday, that this game, if you get good at it, it's maybe 20 hours, maybe 30 hours. That's really not asking a lot of an investment out of a JRPG gamer. Like, it's going to take us 60 hours with Final Fantasy VII the way I'm doing it. And that's part of why I'm rejecting these let's plays that skip massive amounts of the content because, like, in my opinion, the amount of time the game requires you to do the backtracking, like getting these mystic key stuff, we don't have to get this mystic key stuff. The experience of in the original is negligible. We could move on, but we're not going to. um, because we're not going to, I'm not going to skip anything that I don't have to, or that doesn't enrich or isn't a part of the game, because the goal here is to save the world and make the whole world better. And so, like, skipping one of the requirements for the let's play that I was watching of Final Fantasy VII today, one of the requirements for the particular way they were saying that they were the first people to ever do that thing they'd done on original hardware was to skip calm and then to use a glitch to effectively Skyrim horse your way into the second disc. And I find that I just that's not playing the game. It's just not playing the game. And so, like, I end up watching a bunch of these Metroid Let's Plays for that same reason. And it's just like watching these people hop into walls they're not meant to be in isn't playing the game. It's just not playing the game. This is a bad analogy because it's not going to be one that's widely understood, but it would be like in the NFL on punt coverage, running through the sidelines, running up out of bounds so that nobody can block you, to make sure that you can always be there to field the punt before it can be returned. And it's like there's a rule against that because it's cheating. It's just not within the intended spirit of the game, to say nothing of competition. And so, like, for me, I'm not asking you to be this way. Most certainly I'm not. But for me, the competition is with the game. But yes, it's with the developers. That's why I spend so much time talking about the developers, is because I'm thinking about the developers, because it's the developers that I'm competing against. It's the developers I'm trying to beat, because it's the developers who set this challenge in front of me, and it's the developers who win if the computer wins, because it was the developers and it was their intelligence that programmed the choices that the computer makes. And so that's why I spent so much time the last couple of days, especially yesterday, like thinking about, or talking about how I was thinking about. I don't know where my new water bottle is, so I'm not sure that I actually brought it home. So that would be funny. In the chair outside, so hopefully it doesn't rain. I don't remember what I was talking about. That's just gone. I looked down, saw my empty water bottle, and was like, that's not my full water bottle. And then everything else I was thinking about was gone. I don't even remember the subject matter. Not cheating. Playing the game as it's intended. And so, like, a speed run to me that skips content is just not a speed run. Other people disagree. I'm not in the speedrunning community, and I'm most certainly not like a judge or an authority on the subject matter. It's just not for me. When they're cheating, it's neat, it's cool. I can absolutely appreciate their mastery of the game, because that's the argument for it. Absolutely, their mastery of the game is very cool. But like, if you sit down to play Mario for the first time and you warp at the first warp to the end of the game, and then you beat the final Bowser, you didn't beat the game. That's why the game starts back over. And so this one, that's why it put such a big smile on my face beating it, because it's like, oh, it's literally telling you, you've beaten it. All right, now do it again, but faster. Do it again, but lower level. Do it again, but with a different party. Do it again, but do it again, but. And that's a demand that becomes a demand that before I knew about my PDA, triggered my PDA in a way that I couldn't cope with. But as you see, and I'm really proud of myself for this, I am working through that with you. These lives are a demand on my time, and I'm doing them, and not even really struggling with it. That's a big improvement. That's a big deal for me, especially when we talk about just, trying to help people or let people see that, like, ADHD doesn't have to be the end all be all. PDI doesn't have to be the end all be all. Like a mental health diagnosis doesn't have the end. It doesn't have to define you. You still define you. And so I get to define me by working on my deficiencies or my weaknesses in my way, in the way that I would do it. That's how I say you should do it. It's like I'm trying to stay away right now and let Madge have authorship. But it's like, ultimately, you are the author of your life. Ultimately. Now, you can give the credit wherever you like. You can say it was God, you can say it was whatever, right? But ultimately, you are the author, because ultimately, you have final say, you have final executive decision on the major narrative beats and how you behave in them of your life. You may not get to choose every event that happens to you, but if you ask any hack writer, they'll tell you that when they're writing, it feels more like the story is happening to the writer than that the writing is happening to the story. And so what I'm telling you is that if a hack writer can make a profession out of it, you can make a life out of it. You see what I'm saying? Kyle with the big level there, 28 XP or 28 HP. I don't know why you have some. Oh, because you're still not a warrior. You're always going to be the healer, the cleric there. So it's good. Agility with Mr. S, stacking agility and luck is what I want from you, my friend. I don't care about your HP. If your agility and luck are high enough, literally nothing will be able to touch you. Now I'm going into this with lower health than I should be. Well, it's not going to matter. Yeah, Kyle's just baggage. This fight was these fights, last time we did this, nail biters. Uncertain whether we were going to survive any one of them. And look how easy this is. Now, granted, we're getting a shitload more experience from it, so we're probably a way higher level. But the challenge of this is almost trivial because of just how powerful this party is. So I don't mind leaving our experience jacked up. Oh, well, that worked out. Glad that happened, but we don't want it to happen again. We cured when we shouldn't have. Cured, for that matter, when we shouldn't have. Oof. I love how they ambush us. These Pisco demons climbing their way out of that chest. They consistently ambush us. Oh, God. Look at them climbing slowly out of that chest. It's like that moment in the Austin Powers movie where he's riding that steamroller and he's telling the guy, get out of the way. It's like 150 feet between them. The guy just stands there and lets it roll him over. Movies were silly, man. Movies were silly. And then the internet happened and comedy got weird. Nah, comedy just became off the cuff, right? And not everybody is funny off the cuff. And then with the rules of internet content, I'm not making fun of any one particular YouTuber, even if there are people in the future, or people hearing this now live who've heard me make this commentary about a specific thing they like. I'm not talking about anything specific and I'm not thinking about anything specific, but the thinking that we'll be able to improvise our way to something profound is something that millennials were conditioned to believe that they could do. And so we do it all the time. And then the people younger than us don't know any better. And so millennials did that. The nature of internet jokes, if one joke doesn't land, there's always another comedy beat, right? And so now I'm really trying not to reach to specific things where it's like, okay, that could have been a funnier joke if he had just done multiple takes because there's a cut for the joke. So just do multiple takes and then put the one that's funniest in there. And it's like, well, that takes time and it takes energy and it takes effort. It takes know-how, but moreover, it does take a test audience. And so that's something that most of the internet humor that's made it to legendary status or has made it to, let's call it platinum status, right? Monetization even is the way it is because it's not all of those things I just said. Once they begin to compete after monetization, they reach for those things. But the goal, I mean, you see it in my material, the goal until you're monetized is to just get the fuck out there, get people seeing your stuff. And so it's not about, you think it is about polish, but it's not. It can't be. You don't have the time, the experience, or the know-how to create a polished product. And if you go back, if you like, I'll use one of my interests that's recently faded. One of my interests that I would say this thing that I'm saying about. If you go back and you listen to the old Astonishing Legends podcast, if you go and listen to their old work, it was awful. It was terrible, hardly listenable. But the reason it did well is because it wasn't monetized. And then it monetized and it got better and better and higher quality. So then it became listenable and they stopped saying anything because it is the grind. It is that need to feed your babies that makes most people interesting. I don't know that I'm not different, but I do know that if I'm driving to eat, I'm in a bad mood and I don't want to talk. So paradoxically, I'm doing what I'm doing because temperamentally, I'm an artist, and artists aren't going to compromise on the quality of what they produce just because they have higher quality materials. Switch to go to production. That's silly. That would be like having a furnace or a crucible that can melt iron and insisting on making pewter weapons. It just doesn't make sense. Pewter is a much softer and lower melting temp metal. It's kind of like gold and silver in that it's a soft and shiny metal that people make fancy stuff out of. Or maybe they used to. I don't know that I've ever even handled pewter. I don't know that I've ever seen. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that twice. I don't know that I've ever seen a pewter object before. I know I put my thumb in somebody's pooter before. Is that the same thing? Antidotes times 2. That, what I just did right there, was an example of improvising when it doesn't matter whether the joke lands. And see, movies are different. That's why I got talking about this. Movies are different. The joke has to land. The joke has to land. But there are hundreds, maybe thousands of people between the filming of the jokes process and the final audience. And so the internet has really, really eroded our awareness of that. We didn't have widespread awareness of why it took movies so long to be made and to make it to us. And we most certainly didn't have widespread awareness of why it takes something like a record so long, like a music record, like a band, to record and then mix and then mass produce an album. We don't have widespread understanding of why that is. So, like, I'm going to throw him under the bus again, but H Bomber Guy taking a full calendar year or more to produce one video, but still living comfortably on Patreon subs, actively pisses me off. And that's why I'm doing this. He doesn't produce enough to earn the money that they just give him, but they give to him in charity because he can't produce anything else. He can't produce anything else because of bad parenting and a weak will. I choose to produce in the way that I am choosing because of mental health that's very real, very, very extreme abuse, trauma, and neglect in my life. And I do compare myself in this way to him. He chooses to engage in internet gossip, and I'm out here trying to make your life actively better. And so it upsets me that he is why I'm doing what I'm doing in the way that I'm doing it. I don't know if there's a more recent than the last one I watched, but he made a video about being authentic and not stealing from other YouTubers, and the whole video is stolen from other YouTubers, and it just fucked me up so bad I had to become a YouTuber. It fucked me up so bad. Outrage. I wrote an essay about it. I got so fucking mad. This cannot stand. It cannot stand that there is an entire industry of people who live fake lives telling you how to live an authentic life on the internet. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that this guy thinks that he's the watchdog of peer review for YouTube. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I'm not. That's why even like I was listening to myself read Plato, and I even constantly I'm being self-critical. Like, Plato is telling me not to do these things that I do. Said it 2 or 3 times while I was reading that book. He's saying things like, a truly wise person would be more patient than what you are, Shags. And I would say, yeah, well, Plato's not my dad. And if he were, I'd still tell him to get fucked. In fact, I would be more inclined to give no fucks what he has to say or think about anything. Bam, bam, bam. We're going to turn our experience down. How are we doing for time? Pretty cool. Thank you for that like. Thank you for being here. Future audience. I'm probably talking to Mr. S with that. Getting him through that long work week. Not getting him through it. He is getting him through it, whether he knows it or not. But I'm standing in solidarity with my guy. No matter how bad it sucks, he can at least know that he's not alone and his thoughts aren't idiosyncratic. So we can start at fighting the depression as a group of men and women, group of human beings, by refusing to let one another be alone in our thoughts. All right, well, what you're thinking doesn't make you alone, it doesn't make you weird, and it doesn't make you unlovable. All right, do we want to do? No. No, we don't. Because the only thing we wanted him for was those 3 spells. He is in this party for those 3 spells. I'm going to walk around in circles like a jackknife. What am I doing? Jackknives walk around in circles. They might actually. I don't know what it means to jackknife something. I don't know what a jackknife actually is. I know that Jack is short for John. It's a nickname for John, which I do think is strange. It probably only makes sense to skip the bronze gloves if only Madge can wear them, and he can also wear the steel gloves, which are better. Probably makes sense to just go ahead and skip bronze altogether. Leather, cuirass, sabra, home, steel armor. That's actually iron armor. Copper armlet. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. When were you going to say something? Huh? In the comments that I can see, when were you going to say something? You're like, hey, dick nuts. I feel like Mithril. I feel like the Mithril gear stops being valuable pretty early in this. That's all. That doesn't mean anything. It's not attached to any other thought. I'm just surprised that I've already swapped out all my Mithril. Okay, and so this time we can go to the giant boy first, but he's just going to tell us to go into the cave and get the ruby for him and then come back to him so he can eat the ruby because he's a hungry giant, a hungry gianto. Um, I'm embarrassed about that one, but there's no real point in doing this, but we're gonna do it. He's like, hey, I'm a giant. There are actual tigers in my cave. Don't mind them. Whoa, you shall not pass. Oh. He's not even the one who tells me that he eats the ruby. It's that damn dwarf and that damn dwarf tunnel, cave, mountain, hole, town. I don't know how dwarves organize themselves. I don't know what they call their communities. Where am I going? Not where I want to be. La da 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 da. Let's take this land bridge down into the Devil's Tail. That's what this place is called because it's like a pointy imp's triangle tail thing. La da 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 in this cave. Tarantulas? What? Quentin Tarantula? You can use that if you're a spider keeper. This is where I regret not just learning these dungeons. Because I'm going to do this a third time. I'm not going to know the dungeon any better when I leave it this time than when I came in it. And so maybe I should pay attention and try to learn this thing. So when I walk in it, I'm not like, holy shit, have I ever been here before? Look at us go, though. They can't even hurt us. The best they can hope to do is poison. Literally, the only thing that's different is our classes. It's awesome. This is not bitching at all. It's hilarious. They can't even hurt us. Like, watch this guy. Watch him do it. Yeah, he can't even hurt us. We attack too fast. Can't even get to us. That's fucking fun. I think that's a great deal of fun, in fact. Oh boy. Yeah, the best they can do is hope to poison us. And so burn up my material or my resources. I probably should have done this party last time, but I wanted to do a difficult party. I wanted the authentic experience. I didn't follow through with it, but I wanted to imitate the authentic experience with a difficult party setup. And it was fun. I'm really glad I did it. Really glad. I'm really proud of it. This isn't me being that internet fake enthusiastic. I'm really proud of it. I'm actually kind of keeping my genuine enthusiasm kind of down, trying to keep it low key because I don't need to get myself all super up before bedtime. But this is so much fun. I don't know if this is fun for you. I'm doing basically the same thing you are. When it's just auto attack like this, I'm just watching it happen. And so if you're watching these combats just evaporate in front of me on these I get so many preemptive attacks because of the luck and speed of Mr. S, the thief. So we just walk out, we get a surprise attack, we do more damage than they have health in the surprise round. It's just so much fun. Look at this preemptive strike by fucking thing that made me walk so many laps back to town. Bye. Love it. This is actually fun to me. Now the fun will wear off around the 2-hour mark. It's actually pretty remarkable how around 60, around 100 minutes, I'm like, all right, it's about time to move on to do something else. But this is a lot of fun to me. And the poison being the best they've got feels so good. That's why we got 6 casts of Poisona, and it gets higher as we level. I think it doesn't ever go above 9, though. I think they gave you a ridiculous number of slots in one of these remakes that they made of it. Whether remake is the right word or not, that doesn't matter. We're moving on. And I think that keeping it to 9 was the right choice. Flare does less damage than I thought it would, too. So the next time I have a black mage, I'm going to have to work on figuring out what that was about. Why flare... okay, that was a waste of the initiative roll there, not Mr. S, Kyle. Just a waste of initiative to do 2 damage as the first initiative. Great job. We're so glad you're a part of the party, Kyle. Like, without you, we wouldn't have free antidotes, basically. Everybody else keep doing what you're doing. Pop, 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 pop. Love it. Love it. And the funny thing is, like, we're not so high level. We're not way out leveled by this because I turned the XP gauge down and we're still gaining levels from this. The experience bar is still moving. So I haven't cheated that much. I've just fast forwarded some of the grind because we're not trying to speed run. We're just trying to beat it. We're just actively trying to progress. Which I think that's my ethos. I've been thinking a lot about Final Fantasy VII because it's coming up. in a couple of days. Tomorrow is Chrono Trigger. And so, yes, I know that's a lot of JRPGs. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of watching static screens. I get it. It's not, actually. No, it's not. Because Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII don't have that. So, no, it's not. And it's, in my opinion, they're dramatically different, wildly different experiences, even with the same core. It's not even the same core because both of those are active. This, you select all four people's attacks, and then it plays out like a D&D initiative table. So they're, to me, completely different, even visual gaming experiences. Just totally different. And yet, I like watching my party do most of the work. I like watching them play for me. Trying to learn this cave without looking at the map. Because I think I've just talked myself into doing this at least one more time before we move on to Final Fantasy II. It's about the relaxation, not the game. The other plays that I do during the day are about the game, and they're about engaging with the game on its terms. This is about random encounters. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Kyle takes significantly less damage than the black mages. He takes significantly less damage as a white mage than he did as a black mage. He also has way more health. It's probably just that. Because the white mage isn't quite a cleric in terms of D&D, because clerics can wear heavy mail. They can wear heavy armor in D&D terms, because they're basically paladins. I don't know. I actually don't know what that was about, why they thought that the cleric class also needed to wear heavy armor. But they did think that. And so maybe that's what Final Fantasy's developers, Square's developers were thinking with making the white mage so beefy. But maybe not all white mages are beefy. Maybe this incarnation of Kyle just doesn't want to be held back. I have obviously changed my mind about trying to learn this without using the map. It's about executive decisions. If you're gonna change your mind all the way. Just do it. Commit. Know that you're changing your mind and commit to having done it. All right. He says, blatantly not doing any of the things he says he wants to do. Look, I'm not pledging it to you. I'm not saying, hey, because you gave me X amount of dollars, I'm going to do exactly this thing. If you want to see me work on that level of my commitment, it's got to be a job. I'll show up on time if you're paying my paychecks. You're paying for my house, and you're treating me with dignity and respect. Not treat me with dignity and respect. I'll show up within the 7 minutes that I have before you bitch at me. And then if you bitch at me, I'll quit. Not joking. Try me. Huh. I know I said that the mithril stuff got weak quickly, but I guess the mithril sword is the exception. The armor isn't as good as the sword. I don't remember whether I've still got my gil gain turned to half, so if I still have my gil gain turned to half, getting the knight's armor is going to be an achievement. Playing with two knights, two warriors, would be an achievement. Being able to gear them up. And there's only one Masamune to go around. I think with that party, when people go two warriors, they tend to go red mage, white mage, but they might go white mage, black mage. But yeah, we do this time have the spells. We have heal and Healara, the spells that Mr. S as a red mage couldn't use, so we do have a totally different build. Access to different spells even. I think that's so cool. I don't know if I made it all the way down to the bottom of that hallway, but I'm giving up on this floor if I didn't. What feels like when you're playing it, man, it feels like such a simple game. It just feels like such a simple game. But then when you boot it up, there's immediately this choice that's like, this is going to determine how simple this game is for you, actually. Because, I mean, if you want, you can play 4 white mages. People have done it. You can win like that. Look how little damage they take. It just fights take forever. You can heal through anything. It's basically like playing a paladin in World of Warcraft. You can heal through anything. It just takes forever to kill anything. Did I? Yeah. Sort of. Okay, I need to be careful with this fight because I don't think I have any... Oh, we're fine. I was going to say, I don't think I have any gold needle. Fuck. Yep, XP bar moving. I actually think I've gained a level since the last time I said that the XP bar was even moving with half XP. It might not be half. I might have it on ×2. Let's look. This is how we break up the tedium. Yeah, look at that, half. And we'll put the gill on half too because we've got our knight's armor. Hello, Pisco Demons. You're not a Pisco Demon. You're an Earth Elemental. Well, you were an Earth Elemental. Now you're, dead. So what other Earth Elementals are when they're dead? That's what you are now. Mummies. It's so funny. I want to wince every time they hit my guys because the last run we did, man, was intense. They're just not getting that experience with this. It's so great. And I'm going to remark on how great it is every time because that's my personality. People don't like it. They get annoyed with it over time. But that's just how I am, yo. Whew. There we go. Mr. S finally took some damage. He wasn't able to dodge that attack, and so it actually did real damage. Hilarious. Love it. Bring it on, you fuck. And we're going to quick save just in case there's some bullshit and or shenanigans. Because this is the vampire. We have to kill the vampire. I remember that. I absolutely remember killing the vampire. And then being like, and then I'm going to just go to the next part. And the next part wouldn't let me go to it. Because the next part is a piece of shit. No, I don't mean that. It's a dick fuck. I don't mean that either. How long can this guy survive the onslaught of these bad men? Oh, that's not what you want to do. Not twice in a row. Now we could hit him. We're not gonna. We're gonna play this straight. Oh. Because we don't need to. He's just a vampire. He ain't no shit. He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. This party is also lopsided as fuck. Monks are supposed to have way more HP than this one. Than mine. The one that has my name on it. Now, you know what would be amazeballs? What would be truly amazeballs is if I had exit. And I could just out of this dungeon right now. But I do not, and I cannot. And thus, I don't know why I'm going up here to this spot that I know I can't. Why did I do that? Oh, it worked out, though. Here we go. I know that what this is. I know that you have to have that staff, and that you get the staff by giving the guy the vampire thing. What did we get from the vampire? Do we remember? When I say we, I mean you. Tell me in the chat that I can totally see. Damn it to hell, I just thank God that happened the way it did. I got bored of, yeah, I just got bored. And so I hit square instead of X. This is going to make things exciting. It might. Pisco demons. I was afraid of you once in my life. There was a time, you fuckers, where you wiped me more than once. But I was also a young warthog who didn't know much and who got bored of walking around in circles. I am no longer that young warthog. I am now an adult warthog. Because people don't realize that 35 used to be ripe age. I am 38. So I'm approaching old age. People are like, nah, old age is 60 or 70. Well, it depends on who you are. Because if you die of natural causes, say heart failure at 55, old age for you was 50. It's all relative. And these people who are afraid of admitting their ages because age is just a number and it's just a mindset, go fuck yourself. You're not actually 27. What you are is highly annoying. There are 27s that can behave like 27-year-olds. We need the old people of the world to behave dignified like old people rather than like shitbag 27-year-olds. Notice I didn't say 20-year-olds because there's a 20-year-old in my life and I'm not trying to make feel insecure about this little rant because I don't actually know what I'm saying. 20-year-olds are fine as 20-year-olds. But we don't need a bunch of 70-year-old infants running around. We don't need a bunch of 40-year-old infants running around. He says, playing a game for children. I actually never felt like the Final Fantasy series was for children. I always felt like this one especially, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those aren't games for children. Not in the narrative, not in the content. I don't know why 7 bounced so hard in tone. Now, all of these games use a kind of Saturday morning cartoon logic to move the scenes along, but that's I like that a great deal. Let's move this puppy along. I'm not trying to read a novel. I'm trying to watch I'm trying to watch this happen. These combat encounters in themselves, because I like it a lot. I need to heal. I see it. And so that's something the 3D JRPGs, man, it just took them some time to realize that what we don't want to do is watch the battle get ready. I want to watch the battle be over. Blah, 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 like that. Holy shit. My monk is already doing as much as Shags the warrior did as he approached level 50. How do you get out of here? Oof. Shags the monk is a man. I don't know why I said it that way. Mr. S and his coral sword is a human man warrior. Look at that, man. Look at these levels. We're getting such huge yields, man. I don't remember how to get out of here. I think it's down here. Damn it. Nah, it's not damn it at all. Like this fight right here, I'd have been like, fuck. And I would have needed to go and just AoE it and hope to God I've still got spells. But look at us. Nah, we're cool. 1 damage. Get fucked. It's awesome. A lot of that is just the level yields, our agility being so high. They don't get to stack multiple hits. We dodge the first few or some of them. Okay, and then exit is, nope, exit. Did I have I got in that? I'm not even worried about it because I know I have. And we'll be back if I need to explore. If I get the bug, we'll be back. Yeah, so future audience, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do this, but please do, if I'm still in the tent when you're watching me in the future, please do pray for my tent. Like, I am really trying not to be paranoid, but man, the last time somebody threw a hole in my tent, it was just a real bummer. It just took my life from, this is pretty comfortable, to that fucking sucks. And I had to watch it just slowly collapse in on me over the course of months because very little I could do about it until I had earned up the credit that I have, that I then drew upon and now do not have. You have the credit. I just no longer have access to it. Now it's just debt. Because once you spend the money, it's spent, you see. Damn it. Look at that. Okay, so we've got the ruby, and we're going the wrong way. I don't remember what we get for giving this guy the ruby. I don't know how my memory of this is so bad. It was 3 days ago. Probably fewer than that. Damn it. I don't mind at all. I say it every time because there are people who, I say this every time too, but there are people who care. Give you star ruby and you pass. That's great. I love that he turns his back to me to eat it because he's modest and has his manners. Munch, munch. Love nothing better than rubies. All right, see ya. Walk through the wall like a real badass so that I know that you're not coming back. And it's done. I love how that's Mr. S as our party avatar character, and I like how he just looks at the ground like, it is done. Or maybe we go 3 monks and a white mage. 2 monks, a red mage, and a white mage. Just no real magic to speak of. You'd spend almost no money. You'd have to buy their spells, but you wouldn't have to worry about buying him armor. Well, the monks. You don't have to worry about buying the monks armor or weapons. Look at that. 253 damage. Just whooping ass. I legit don't remember why I wanted to come in here at all. Bye. See ya. Actually don't want to be you. We're just gonna come around to the this would have been a perfect fight to use Diara. Watch it have no effect for some reason. Damn, guys. Uh-oh. Actually, that's bad. That's bad, actually. This can get out of hand quickly. Has before. We've wiped on these guys, and I haven't saved in a minute. Been running around all arrogant and junk, forgetting that this game absolutely will just hit you with a capricious wipe for the hell of it. This is going to be it. This is going to be a capricious wipe. Oh boy. Just for the hell of it. Let's do that thing that smart people do when they talk about it. And let's drop a tent, get our health back, and save. Now, in the old days, this was a save. Saved. Moving on. I legitimately don't remember what's down here. Sage's Cave. Why don't I remember this? So you are the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? He was but a servant. The beast, corrupting the earth crystal, lurks much deeper. Oh, that's why, because he gives me the staff. All of that only makes sense. All right, how are we doing for time? Because we might, yeah, we got plenty of time to go back down. That'll go away eventually, probably. We got plenty of time to go back down. And using the tint is only fun because we haven't had to go to town in a minute. And our last build, man, we were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the people that recommended this build, they knew what they were fucking talking about. That's funny. All right, we're pushing up on midnight. Let's go ahead and, well, yeah, that's how we've done that's how we did last night, wasn't it? We got the dungeon until I was tired, and so let's go and get this dungeon. I'll be tired, and then it'll probably play out the same way. The next two, we'll probably do 4 episodes of this, and we'll be doing it again. And so I don't know, I like that. Play this for a couple of weeks. That's about how I do for hyperfixating on things. I'm feeling really good about my choices. That's what I'm saying. I'm feeling really good about the opportunity, and when I start to feel great gratitude like this, just thankful for the opportunity to do this thing, that's when we know that the show's almost over. That's when I've talked myself empty. And so I'm not saying that we're just gonna focus on the quiet part of the show. This isn't really a show so much as a stream of consciousness. Nope. Stream of cognizance really is what it is. We're gonna go down here. Actually, you know what? No, nah. I was gonna say I could just turn off these encounters, but they're not. It's not like they're so frequent and so difficult that they're in the way. And it's not like I need to race just because I am fatigued and it's almost midnight. It doesn't mean we have to just drop everything we're doing because we had the idea of being done, right? That's a skill that you want to cultivate. I would highly recommend cultivating in your professional life. So, like, I worked retail forever, 15 years, maybe not retail, the whole time, service. But I worked jobs, I worked shift jobs. And, like, one of the things when I was a manager that just, you could tell who was going to make it in life and who wasn't going to make it in life by the people that thought that a 5 o'clock clock out meant 4:59 be ready to clock out. No, it means that your replacement may or may not be on the clock at 5, and that you may or may not begin your EOD at 5. It does not mean that you are clocking out and in your car at 5:01 under any circumstances. And so just because you've got the idea that it's time for your shift to be over, this is a skill you want to cultivate, doesn't mean that you need to start emotionally preparing for the end. Just like I did there. I started to emotionally prepare for the end. All right, I'm going to get quiet and we're going to turn off the experience. We're just going to do this. And it's like, no, because there's still a line of customers, metaphorically speaking, and we're going to do the job correctly, and we're going to leave the till counted down correctly, and we're not going to leave a bunch of trash everywhere, because that's fucking rude. And so I know I'm preaching to the choir on a certain level. It's like, first shift, if you work first shift, just clean the coffee pot. It's really not that big of a fucking deal. Just clean it when you're done. Just have some courtesy. Which is funny, because courtesy is the way that people who lived at court had to behave toward one another. And so, like, if you can't imitate your betters, who are you imitating? I think that's a profound question that many, many human beings in this world should spend a lot of time thinking about. If you don't know how to imitate your betters because you don't know who your betters are, whom are you imitating? Are you imitating your peers? Are they of a level with you? Or are you imitating your lessers? Because what I kept finding myself doing was worshiping heroes who turned out to be my lesser. And it's like, well, if Jordan Peterson and everybody like Jordan Peterson is my lesser, then why am I holding myself back? Nobody ever held them back. Did I miss it? I must have. I must have missed a turn somewhere. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm lost, boss. Frap, frap, frap. We're just wearing these dudes out. Love it. I love how little damage Kyle takes. I feel like my wipe wasn't my fault, but I feel like the deaths that my characters have sustained were entirely just my fault, just being negligent about how I was playing the game early on. I don't think this is going to be a coast through like every boss we fight or anything like that. But this feels fucking badass. Damn it, I know I opened all of these. I don't know why I am how I am. It's crazy to me that Shags has the lowest HP. I keep looking at it and looking at it and looking at it and thinking about it. And it's like, it's just so crazy to me that the monk has the lowest HP. The monk is supposed to have the highest HP. My guys are developing so fun. I talk about this every time, but if you've never heard me say it or you aren't tired of hearing me say it yet, I love that the levels when they level, it's a stat roll. It's a die roll whether they gain stats and which ones they gain. I think that's cool, and they're supposed to be able to get as many as 2, but we didn't have any double ups our last game. But our last run, our dudes kind of sucked. They kind of spent as much time as they could not getting yields from the gym, you know. I swear to God, Mr. S is on fucking steroids, man, with that agility. Madge doesn't even need the knight armor. The knight armor is just going to make him even more embarrassingly invulnerable. Which is a good problem to have because bosses are more powerful than trash mobs. Damn, dude. This fucking poison ivy between my toes hurts. But it's almost done. Oh, I should have healed. Oh, wait, there's another floor. It doesn't go straight to the boss. I forget that every time, too. I do wish, however, that there were some kind of foreshadowing that the game was going to take a sudden time travel turn. Like, I wish that the fiends knew who we were. So I wish there was a New Game Plus, but the only thing that changed is that the boss's dialogue acknowledged that you had beaten it X amount of times. Basically, that the game just becomes Psycho Mantis from the first Metal Gear Solid. Not the first Metal Gear. I should probably have loaded up a DR for this. We'll see how far we can get without it. So far, so good. We have enough luck that we're mostly just, well, not mostly, we're shrugging off their paralysis attack. They'll just work you down. They've done it before. They'll just work you down one at a time with those damn paralysis attacks. Fucking monsters. I can hear it in my voice. I'm starting to fall asleep. I'm getting tired. I feel so, I feel so much gratitude for that. Insomnia has always been a very real thing for me. And so, like, I'm relaying it to you and telling you about it because I don't think that people, I want to rephrase that sentence. I do think that people assume that because I'm homeless and diagnosed with mental health issues, I have mental health issues with names, that just because I'm diagnosed, um, I don't think people understand that doesn't automatically mean that my life is completely out of control. My life is out of control. My reactions are out of control. My thoughts are out of control. No, the only thing that's out of control for me is sometimes I smoke too much weed because I get excited. I get agitated about something, emotionally overwrought, and I need to numb myself. And a lot of times that thing is just the debt I'm carrying around. I'm doing a lot better about not being stressed all the way the fuck out about the fact that there are human beings out in the world who know I exist. Doing a lot better about that. Doing a lot better about being seen here in town too. People were doing a lot of looking at me today. It was really starting to get on my nerves. But that might be about growing up white in a majority black neighborhood as a kid. That might be what that's about. The whole, oh God, I was not paying attention. The whole not looking at people that you just don't really need to be looking about isn't something that other children were taught because other children weren't surrounded by violent racists. And I'm not talking about the white kids in my school as the violent racists. I'm talking about the black kids that used to shoot BB guns at my dad. Because they knew they could get away with it. Okay. Ooh, I have 2 remaining. So I need to be paying more attention. There it is. I need to be paying more attention, which means that I need to just quick save now. In case something stupid happens, like I just yonk off right in the middle of this stream and I wake up to a dead battery tomorrow. Sleep hits me that hard because of the insomnia, because of the bipolar. Basically, what I do is I manufacture. I'm not suggesting that you do this. It works for me because of my unique brain chemistry and long history being myself. I don't have any way of cheating that because I didn't buy Stona, did I? Damn it. Just saying I needed to be aware of that. Okay. I don't know whether there's a gold needle down here to find or not, is the thing. Like we might be able to get all the way to the end here and not find a gold needle to revive him with. Should be a super bummer. This is going to be the... we'll risk it. Risking it for the gold nugget. It's not called a gold nugget, but the gold needle biscuit. No. I don't remember what I was talking about before Match got turned to stone. That's also known as petrified. It's probably talking about how I really need to be paying attention so I don't fall asleep. Did he get experience? I think Madge got experience. Madge is getting experience. For purposes of experience, stone doesn't treat you like you're dead. But if all of you are petrified, that's game over. That's interesting. I don't know how Madge is learning from this. I don't know how he's experiencing what's happening. I really wanted that to be a golden needle. But that's pretty cool. We can be done with, now that we're going to have to leave this fucking place, we can be done with encounters for good. Except for the ones in boxes. Hope there's a golden needle to find. It'd be fucked up if there weren't a single golden needle in this dungeon. Did I run right to it? Of course I did. We could beat that with Madge petrified and get the experience. Not a big deal. Doable. If we get the experience, it's doable, and we might have to resort to that because it doesn't look like there's going to be another chest on this floor to give us a golden needle. That's a bummer. Man, it's so funny too because I was just talking about how I needed to be careful because I was out and I hadn't bought enough to do this dungeon. I was just talking about how I needed to be careful, and then what did I do? Not that. All right. This is doable with this party. But on the off chance it's not doable with this party, we'll just quick save. And if it's not doable with this party, we'll run back to town and then we'll do it with this party. I am he who feeds on the power of earth. I am the fiend of earth. I remember you. This isn't my first time through. Nope. Yep. I think you can cheat this by giving him a phoenix down and killing him in one turn. But we're not going to do that. Flabababab. I think we can do this. I think it can be did. Because he's probably going to do dumb shit like that. See how much Diara hurts him for. Pretty good damage. Yeah, just let him attack Madge's statue. It's a statue, numb nuts. I guess his nuts are pretty numb. They've been rotted off his body for decades. Centuries, probably. See, AoE heals don't trivialize, they just make healing a lot easier. Fiend of Earth. Sir, I'm going to need you to gain some levels before I see you at the end of time. Well, it's not the end of time. 2,000 years before now. Madge, that was a pathetic level. Shags, hey, you're stacking what I want, the stamina, but the health, man. The health is what I want you to be stacking. Stamina's fine, but it's that I want you to have a stupid amount of health. Swing! We fixed the crystal. We are winners. We are the real heroes. Yeah, actually. We are the real heroes. All right. There's that. We will be, I actually don't know if he gained it. Yeah, he had to have gained experience because everybody leveled. Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, I'll take it. So anyway, I am Shaggy. Sorry for yelling. I am Philolitea. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for watching this. The two of you so faithfully through the whole show. That's very cool of you. I really do appreciate that. Um, we'll be back at Final Fantasy with this run. This absolute shit shack of a team. We'll be back at this tomorrow. Maybe we can get two of the crystal dungeons done tomorrow. But that's as much as I've got tonight. Thank you for being here. You'll hear from me again very soon.